Many people think that a Stoic person is someone who is emotionless and very cold and basically just doesn't feel any emotion, but that's not true. Even though they feel emotion, just like everyone, they understand that sometimes acting on that emotion doesn't really bring them anything. So they create a mindset in which they are able to feel the emotion, recognize it, but then act with reason. So it's really about mastering your own mind and your own emotions and not being a slave to them, pretty much. Now, poker is the ultimate Stoic practice because in poker you are constantly challenged to not make your decisions based on emotion, which can be very difficult. So that's why today I will share 5 Stoic principles that I believe are very, very valuable for poker players. So let's go. So the first thing is focus on what you can control, because if you put energy into things that you have no influence over, it just doesn't bring you anything, right? So it's better to focus on the things that are inside your control that you can have an impact on. But in poker this can be quite tricky because the quality of a certain action that you take doesn't always reflect the result that you get from it. What are some things that you control? You control how well you prepare for your session, so how focused you are. Did I do my workout before the session to feel extra sharp? You control how well you know the strategy that you are trying to implement. And then on the other side, what are some things that you don't control? So you don't control the run out of the cards, you don't control the actions of your opponents, for instance, right? So you start by separating the two and really just trying to understand the difference between the two and what to focus on, pretty much. If you honestly ask yourself, like, how many times have you been in a spot where, let's say you call a big bet on the turn with a flush draw and you see yourself just hoping for a certain river card, and then you miss the flush draw and your opponent goes all in and now you have to fold, and you haven't hit a flush draw in 2 weeks, and you put your energy into something that is just out of your control. A much better way to approach this is when you miss the flush draw and you have an easy fold, to say, well, good, now my decision is very easy because I know fold is the right play. So you made a good play. Kind of changing your mindset this way will help you focus on the process a lot more than on the short-term results. So the second thing is, I think it's called apatheia, which means inner calm through reason, which basically means that everything that you do at the poker table is based on reason. So on strategy, on the information that you have, and leaving anything emotional just out of it, because it doesn't bring anything, it only stands in the way. So let's say you're playing a session and something happens, you lose a big pot where somebody hits a 2-outer and you feel this anger, this tilt. You don't want to suppress it and push it away and say, no, I don't mind, I'm good, I'll keep playing. No, you want to let it in. So you want to feel the emotion and then really take a moment to think to yourself, okay, what kind of emotion is this that I'm feeling? Is this tilt? So by doing this, you kind of take a moment to be honest with yourself about what you're feeling, like what it is and why it happened. You already kind of put some space between you and the emotion that you're feeling. If you feel tilt and you recognize it, like, okay, this is tilt, this is normal, it's a normal emotion. So what do I do? Maybe I'll take a 5-minute break. I just step away from the table, take some deep breaths and kind of just take care of the emotion and not let it have an impact on your play. Like the first thing is just admitting that the emotion is there, and then you can take care of it. So the third thing is the obstacle is the way, and this is also a shift in mindset. Let's say you have a big downswing and you can't seem to win a hand, and it's been going on for weeks, and you can't win one pot, and you feel like, okay, I just need to like get through this and then continue. Like it's like something that you need to win over to then continue towards your goal. But the idea is that whatever you're going through, whether it's variance that will come in poker, going on a downswing, or whether it's not being able to play your A game and making mistakes, like all of this, everything that comes with it is part of the process, and it is part of what you chose to do. So you need to embrace it and really see it as though everything that happens is just an opportunity for you to improve. Number 4 is daily self-reflection and journaling. Let's say at the end of the day you do some poker journaling, so you just ask yourself some questions about if you played a session that day. You just write down some things like, how did the session go? You know, not taking into consideration the results that day. Like, how did it go? How did I feel? Is there a moment where I felt tilt, or I kind of got put off my A game a little bit? And if you are journaling on a daily basis, then let's say after every week you can zoom out a little bit and you can look at the week and see patterns, you know, when am I feeling better, when not, you know, what did I do different that day, what happened in game that caused me to not be able to play my A game anymore. And then you're just consciously working on it, and you will improve a lot quicker. The last thing is non-attachment to identity. Let's say you want to play poker full time, which is great, or maybe you're already playing full time. It's very important to not make poker your identity and really make it something that you're doing, something that you enjoy doing, you enjoy putting a lot of time into it, but don't make it your identity. Don't think like, I'm a poker player, it's what I do, it's who I am. You don't want that, because then not only do you put a lot of pressure on yourself, it's very easy for you to put yourself in a position where you depend on it too much. And especially because it's a game of such high short-term variance, you don't want to be that close to it. Like, you want to be able at the end of the day to put away your laptop, or if you're playing live, leave the casino and understand that poker is just a part of your life. It is not who you are. Because once you kind of get in the wrong mindset where your entire personality and everything you do is based on poker, like that's who you are basically just setting yourself up for failure, and you're setting yourself up for a burnout. After a day of playing, you want to be able to put it away and move on with your life and go do other things. And if you take everything with you, then it wouldn't even be worth it to play the game, because you're just going to be miserable most of the time. And a good way to practice this is to, if you play a session of poker that same day, the way that you want it to be is that the people that you're around, so whether it's your partner or your family, your friends, the way that it should be is these people that you spend time with outside of playing, they shouldn't be able to tell whether you had an amazing winning day or a terrible losing day. It should be exactly the same. For them, they shouldn't be able to notice that you're feeling better or worse. And by practicing this and really trying to get to a state where you are very neutral, you will just make it a lot easier for yourself, because poker simply is a game of high variance, and you don't want it to affect you. Even though it feels good to have a very big winning session, you don't want to be so happy about it, or, you know, tell everybody, because you understand that it's only part of the game. Like it's not like you make that much money every day. Like tomorrow you could lose it all back, and that's just the nature of the game. By putting yourself in a very neutral position, you make it a lot easier for yourself to handle downswings and bad days, and not be so dependent on how well your day went as to how you're feeling outside of it. Yeah, so that's about it. I just wanted to go over it very quickly. My arm is kind of tired. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.